Hey folks, welcome back. So this week we are back to doing some more work on the farm truck, trying to get some stuff fixed up on here, get it in a little bit better working order. And before we really start doing any more of the fixing side of things, I've decided that I want to install an anchor point in each one of the corners of the bed. Now the reason for this is because we've got a few more things to get fixed underneath the bed. And I decided that the easiest way to access those is by just lifting the bed off. Now, from when I lifted it off before, I found that I really don't have a good place to anchor onto the bed in order to lift it out to, be hooking a chain or a strap or something to. So that's why, before we get started with anything else, we are going to install one of these guys in each of the four corners. It'll work well for lifting, and also in the future, whenever I'm hauling stuff in here, it'll give me a nice spot to anchor a strap or whatever it is that I want to get hooked to that. Alright, so what we've got done so far is I've taken 4 pieces of just real light gauge angle iron here, and this is actually bits from the crate that the sawmill came in, because it was good metal on there, so you might as well save it, and it comes in handy for little projects like this. So I've got 4 pieces. I think I cut them 3.5 inches long, and then I put 2 holes in each one of these. And then what I can do is I can take this bracket part that our D-ring goes through, and that lines up real nice for the bolt holes here. So what I can do is drill 2 holes in the truck bed. These are real tight on here, and then I can run this part through, put this side on the outside of the truck bed, sandwich that together so the truck bed will be in between these two, run the bolts down on here, and then whenever I'm hooking something onto here, whether it's to lift the bed off or tie something down, it will be distributing all that weight over this whole area instead of just running a nut and a washer down on the back of here. It should make it give a little bit more holding power so we don't rip this out of the side of the truck bed. It wasn't supposed to rain today. Alright, so yesterday we got the D-rings installed in the truck bed. So today I want to work on trying to get the muffler replaced in this thing. Now, in one of the previous videos, I said that, I think I can get this truck bed off in like half an hour. Now, some of you are probably saying, Josh, whenever you give a time frame, it always takes at least 2 to 3 times longer than what you say it's going to take. But I think I'm right on this one. I think I can do it within 30 minutes. So today, when we take this bed off, we're going to time it, see how long it takes to do. Now, some of you are probably thinking, Josh, you got to spend probably at least 20, maybe even 30 minutes just getting tools together and getting stuff prepped and ready to go. Now, I would never go ahead and do that ahead of time to put the odds in my favor. I want this to be a totally fair trial to see how long this takes, so I still have to get all of my tools ready to go. I definitely don't have those just laying around right where I'm going to be needing them. Now, in addition to that, I'm also going to go ahead and show you what time it is on my phone right now. You can see it is you can see that it is 2:15, I think you can see that. 2:15, January 1st, New Year's Day. So that means I've got until 2:45 to get this thing off and be ready to start welding on here. And that's time right there. Half hour on the dot. All right, so we got the bed off. I did it barely within the time frame that I said I was going to be able to. And so now what we need to do is rip the old muffler out of here. We grab an angle grinder, get those welds cut, and then we'll throw the new one in here. The new one, it's definitely going to be quieter than what we got in here now, but I was really just kind of going with something that fit the size that I needed, as well as being fairly inexpensive. And what I ended up getting is one that's supposed to make it, you know, sound cool, sound good, which I really don't care that much about, but it should definitely be quieter, I think, than what this one's like at the moment, which is basically just kind of a straight pipe from the engine. Alright, well, we're running short on light here. I think it's pretty good. I may have to come back and do a little bit of grinding on some of the welds, and then fill in a couple spots if there's some little leaks around there where the weld isn't perfect, but it's good enough for now. I backed it off the ramps, and there is such a difference in how loud this thing is. It is so much better. Alright, so that is all the work we are going to be getting done on the truck for this video. Now, I want to kind of reply to a few questions that have either come up or probably going to come up. The first of which is, you may be wondering, Josh, did you record these at drastically different times of the year? Because on the last clip you were in a t-shirt and it looked nice and all sunny and wonderful out, and today there's snow on the truck. Well, it's actually been all of 2 days. 2 days ago, it was 70 degrees out. I was out here putting the muffler on in a t-shirt. Today, well, we got some of this white fluffy stuff all over, and yeah, welcome to weather in Southwest Virginia in the middle of winter. Now the second thing is, some of you are probably thinking you could have gotten that muffler on a whole lot faster, a whole lot easier if you just used muffler clamps and just clamped it on there instead of welding. You would have saved probably a good hour or two of work there, and it would have been done faster. I know, but welding is something that, as I mentioned, I don't have a lot of experience with. So sometimes when I have a project like this, I like to try doing the welding on it instead, just because I can. It gives me some practice, and hopefully I'm going to get a little bit better at it if I use it for things like this. So I do know I could have used clamps and it would have been faster, but I decided I'll weld it this time and get a little bit of practice in. The third thing I wanted to mention is that in one of the previous videos while we were working on this, a couple of you at least, I think, mentioned that seeing as I was replacing shock mounts and stuff, and the shocks that are on here look pretty bad, it would probably be a good idea to replace those as well. So you'll be happy to know that I've got those ordered. They are on the way, and in one of the future videos we'll be replacing those as well, probably whenever we replace that other shock mount back here that needs replacing. So I think that is all I wanted to cover here at the end. So that means that is going to be it for this video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.